Hello, my friends. Welcome to day 13 of Kegel Camp, lucky number 13. You are back for more. It's going to be a good one. As usual, you'll need a chair for today's routine, and if you're just joining me for the first time, please go back to day 1 so that you're ready for what we're doing today. We are going to begin with the diamond squats that we did yesterday. So these are the ones where your heels are together and your toes are apart. So it's like a little piece of pizza or a pie. So your heels are together, toes are apart, and your knees are going to track out and over your toes. Make sure they're not coming in like that. So you want your knees tracking out over the toes, and as you stand up, you really want to exhale and feel that zipping up of your inner thighs and the lifting of your pelvic floor. Keep going, and I'm going to show you from the side what not to do. So this is what to do. We come straight down and straight up. We don't want to have this happen. So try not to tip forward. You want to really be lifted through the front and lengthened through the spine, lengthened through the tail as we come down, and then exhale up. Your lower ribs are nice and drawn in, and you're nice and strong through the core. Keep going. Heels together, toes apart. Keep going. Keep breathing with that exhale on the way up. Really feel the center line of the body that I keep talking about. Really feel it lifting and firing up as we do this exercise. 8 more. So 8, 7, maybe even putting your hands here so you can feel that you're engaged through the core. 5, exhaling as you stand up. 4, 3, 2, lifted through the front, lengthened through the back. Last one. Good job. All right, shake out those legs, and we're going to move into a squat. Just a mini air squat, but I want you to really be aware of a few things. So I'm going to lift up my shirt just so you can see what my core is doing. The mini air squat, what I want you to do is really think about sitting back. So sit back as if you're sitting back into a chair behind you, and you do not have to go far down. Maybe it's just even a couple of inches. But make sure that your knees are not going beyond your toes. You want to sit your bum back. Heart stays lifted. And when you stand up, what I want you to do is think about really squeezing your bum and almost tilting your pelvis under just a little bit. So it's really a squeeze and a lift. A squeeze and a lift. Try it with me right now. I want you also to think about your lower ribs gently drawing in. So making sure that they don't go like this. When you stand up, we don't want this. What we want is you to stand up, for you to squeeze your bum, lift your pelvic floor, exhale, and really even pull your ribs in so you're knitting everything together. You're knitting your core together. Try just this standing part a few times. So you're squeezing and lifting your pelvic floor, tucking your bum under, squeezing your butt cheeks, and pulling your lower ribs down and in just a little bit. You should feel turned on right here. Do it one more time. Oh, maybe one more time. Release and then now bring that into your squat. So toes and knees, everything is pointed forward, and we're going to squat back and then feel that knitting together, the lift of the pelvic floor, the pulling in of the butt as you exhale and stand up. Okay, keep going. Back and up. Back and up. Knitted together. 8 more. 7. 6. Do this like you mean it. 5. 4. Strong and pulled in. 3. 2. And 1. Now, keep this knitted together feeling of your core really strong and lifted and turned on. Keep it, and we're going to bring our chair toward us. Bend those knees, bring your chair toward you, or maybe walk over to it. Keep that strong, lifted core and come down into the move that we did a couple of days ago where you bend both knees and then straighten, okay? So this is the move where we bend both legs, arms are straight, belly is lifted toward the spine, Spine is long, flat like a tabletop, and straighten. You want to keep breathing steadily and think about the length of your legs. This is working the hip rotators and the hip extensors. It's working the abs. It's working the back, all of the glutes and hips, and your pelvic floor. So keep going, 8 more. Breathe steadily. 6, 5, slow and controlled, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and done. Release that leg, roll it up, shake it all out, and we'll move straight into the other side. So again, really knitted and drawn in through that core. We come down, bend both legs. My hip is externally rotated on this right leg here, and then we straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. This is working these supporting muscles that support and surround the pelvic floor. They are all necessary to work when we're strengthening our core and our pelvic floor. Nothing should be missed. So let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, think length, not height, 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, and last one. All right, talk about a well-rounded workout, and you're gonna get a well-rounded booty. All right, so come on and sit down on your chair for our Kegel exercises. Okay, I am ready to kind of jazz things up with our Kegels a little bit. Now, these particular Kegel varieties might require a little bit more kind of brain work, and they might be a little bit more challenging for you than what we've been previously doing. So if you need to lie down on your back, maybe even with your hips propped up on pillows, that's totally okay. What we're gonna do is 3 steps up and then 3 steps down. So it's a concentric contraction where the muscles shorten, and then an eccentric contraction where the muscles lengthen in a 3-count progression. So 3 counts up and then 3 counts down. All right, let's go ahead and give it a try. I was just explaining that kind of quickly. We'll take it now a little bit slower. So in this position, again, seated, or you can be lying down if that's better for you. Really be honest with yourself, because it's not worth doing Kegels if you aren't able to do them in a more upright position, and you're instead kind of like maybe bearing down or doing something that doesn't feel right. It's better to go back a level, to do it lying down on your back, and to be doing them right than to be doing them with me sitting or standing and doing them wrong. So definitely be honest with yourself, and let's just go ahead and try it, whichever position works for you, seated or lying down. So again, you're going to squeeze and lift your pelvic floor a little bit up, and then a little bit up, and then a little bit up, holding it nice and strong and lifted, and then release your pelvic floor a little bit down, and then all the way down and relaxed. And remember, the release is the most important part, so be sure that you're totally letting go. Let's do it again. So a little bit up, and then all the way up. Hold that nice strong Kegel contraction, and then now release a little bit down, and then all the way released. Let's do it just 2 more times. So on your own pace, you can go a little bit up, a little bit more, and then all the way, and then a little bit down, and then all the way release. If you need to, take a minute before your last one to kind of shake it out, release, go for it. Let it all go. Maybe you even, this can actually help. It's weird, but it can help. Actually grab your sitting bones and kind of pull them apart from one another and rock side to side. That can actually help let things go. So last one. squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift your pelvic floor, the openings around your vagina, your anus, the urethra, all of those areas. We're squeezing and lifting a little bit up, a little bit more, and then all the way. So it's a 3 count up and then a 3 count down now. A little bit down, a little bit down, and then all the way release. Nice job. All right, that's it. Although I have a bonus. If you want to try this, I want you to try to feel the difference between the front of your pelvic floor and the back of your pelvic floor. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. So in your same position, seated or maybe lying down, I want you to bias your contraction more toward the front part of your pelvic floor muscles. So if you think of your pelvic floor like a diamond, like this, with the pubic bone up here and the tailbone back there. So pubic bone and tailbone, and your muscles kind of cover this whole area between your pubic bone in front and the tailbone in the back. So they're covering that whole area. Think of the front part of the diamond as right here. So it's like a triangle right there. And the back part of the diamond down here. So it's like a triangle up top and a triangle on the bottom, with the pubic bone on the top and the tailbone on the bottom. Got it? So think of those openings in the front triangle. Think of more the urethra, so the peeing area. Think of squeezing that front part of the pelvic floor more so than the back part of the pelvic floor. Give it a try. Just biasing that area of the pelvic floor a little bit more. And now fully release. Now we're going to switch it, and you're going to go toward the back. So I want you to think of that diamond again of the pelvic floor with the pubic bone up here and the tailbone down there, and think of the posterior part, the back part of the pelvic floor. Think of the anal area, the feeling of squeezing and lifting around the anus, thinking more of that back part of the pelvic floor. It might help you to think of swinging that coccyx, that tailbone inward just a little bit more. So squeezing and lifting, and then fully releasing. All right, your homework is to maybe try those a couple of times throughout the day on your own today. Those 3 count ups and the 3 count downs, and also just gently lifting the front of your pelvic floor, releasing, and then lifting the back of your pelvic floor and releasing. Just experiment and see how you go. So thank you for participating in today's round of Kegel Camp. We'll be back for more tomorrow. I hope you'll come and join me. And until then, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter.